Good morning. Dan's busy pumping up the paddle boards. We're just giving them a test, make sure they're okay from where they've been stored over the winter. And I'm on a mission. I'm going into the garage. It's Saturday the 8th of April. It's Easter weekend. Oh, sorry. It's a bit dark in here. And I am on a mission to find something. Oh, it's all the little creatures.
There's pets.
Yeah.
Probably searching pets.
They still smell a bit.
You used to love this.
So this is what I was looking for in the garage. Oh, she's looking a little worse for wear. She's lost some of her hair.
Has she?
Well, I think maybe it was up or something.
Yeah. She wears that. She has that pink hat. So.
Yeah, let's cover it up. There we go. Now you can't see. So I've been searching for the strawberry shortcake dolls of my childhood, and we've just found them. They were in a box actually in my mum's spare room, and I needed them for a very specific reason. Get them on camera. So there's strawberry shortcake. This was something to do with lemonade. Oh dear. Oh no, this was something to do with lemonade. This was something to do with lime. These were something to do with lemonade. Oh dear, some of them are naked. I have to get them dressed. Huckleberry fin. These were twins, I remember that. Oh, we've got one missing, the orange one. Where is she? Girls, can you remember which outfits go with which doll?
That hard plastic hat. That went with the lemon one, didn't it?
No, that's Huckleberry Finn's hat.
Oh, okay.
Not that I can get it on his head with one hand, but that is his hat. And these, I put the wrong shoes on strawberry shortcake because it should be these yellow ones, but there's only one. We've got more bits to find, and there's at least 2 dolls missing because the orange one's missing and the apricot one. Anyway, here's what we found, and the reason I wanted to find them was on my knitting and crochet channel later in the year. I'm going to be hosting, I've decided, a strawberry shortcake along, so there'll be more information about that in my next podcast on Sunday, next Sunday, not Easter Sunday, the Sunday afterwards. But this is my original strawberry shortcake doll, and this was the strawberry that I used to carry them round in. I used to love this so much. I thought we got rid of it. I'm so happy. Maybe I could use it for keeping yarn. Or just like carrying yarn around.
It's like a storage box, really.
Yeah.
It's got all your little animals in it.
But in the process of finding these, let me clear these away. I'll show you what else I found. Still going. So this is the other things I found. Oh, look at them all lined up. And I also just found Strawberry Shortcake's other shoe. So I'm going to put that safely with her. So this was the other things from my childhood. I'm sure lots of you remember Strawberry Shortcake. I can't remember all their names. We had a couple of these big ones. I had a yellow one. I don't know where that is.
Yeah,
so this is Strawberry Shortcake, and I can't remember any of the other names. I'm sure this was probably lemon something.
you can find it online, isn't it?
This was quite a new one. I remember when it came out. I was obsessed with this one because she has this little, all the clothes can be taken off and put back on, but she had this little cool sort of leotard, rainbow leotard. So I loved her. And Lilia played with these endlessly. And one of the things I used to like doing with the short-haired ones, if you smudge down their hair.
What you played with all the time was in that bag, which was the little ponies.
I like this one.
So they're nice and smooth, and then you do that. I could do that all day. We've also got the My Little Ponies. I used to love this one because she was so neon. And then this is the one where Mum has creatively given her a new tail. Butterscotch. This was apple something.
Apple
Orange.
Jack.
Applejack.
Applejack. And what about this one? Something about bubble gum?
Green with lollipop. Tootsie.
Tootsie. These were all my ones. And then these were Jenny's
And this
ones.
one, but I'm
baby ones. I can't remember this one's name.
Was it?
Star something.
It's
Got glittery stars on his bum.
white and unicorn. Majesty.
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 Oh.
And this one's cotton candy. Remember that? I just remember. And this one, oh, I don't know this one.
Was it Cloud something?
It's got ice creams on its bottom.
Lickety split.
Lickety Split.
Yeah.
They look so cute.
I haven't had a nest, so I'm going to have a
There's fruit is mainly
I've had
strawberries
a
and
nest.
grapes, but there are a few other bits in there you'd be able to dig about. I'm definitely having a couple of these. What, the Dame ones or the cream egg ones?
One of each.
Cream egg.
Can I have that?
What's this?
Hello, we are back from my mum's. It's another lovely sunny day. So I've got the windows open upstairs just to let some nice fresh air into the bedroom. I spoke the other day about how nice it is when it's still quite cold in the evenings, but you've had the windows open in the day and it smells all fresh as you go into the evening. But you might hear a little bit of hilarity because the people opposite are emptying their garage. I think it's a long overdue job. It's a perfect job for a 4-day weekend over Easter. They've got a skip and there seems to be quite a lot of chatting and laughing that's going on. So if you hear anything or cars going past, it's because I've got the windows open. I had a couple of questions. I've left my phone downstairs, so I can't look at the names of those who commented, but thank you very much to the, I think there was 2 or 3. One of them I think was Marsha, asked about whether or not I use libraries, because I've been talking quite a lot about books recently. And yesterday I bought myself 3 books in a 3 for £6 offer, which was amazing. And they were asking about our use of libraries. So I thought I would talk a little bit about the different ways that I acquire books and also audiobooks. So I will start with physical books because I have a pile here of all of my current library books. So I've got 4 from the library at the moment and I renewed them last week, so they're on their second turn around. And these are all reference books. The Container Gardener by Frances Tophill, Perfect Compost by Simon Ackroyd, How to Grow Plants from Seeds by Sophie Collins and Melissa Mabbitt. It's a Royal Horticultural Society publication. And My Tiny Veg Plot by Leah Linder, who you might recognise as author of The Almanac, which I talk about quite often because I love it. And these were all books that I got out of the library as inspiration for the spring and the coming summer months. We don't have a huge growing area in our garden. Obviously a lot of it's given over to seating, a swing, chickens, practical stuff, but we do have, you know, a fair amount, and I am no natural gardener, and these kind of books really help inspire me and get ideas and to learn. The one that I've really liked out of these 4 has been The Container Gardener, and this is the book actually where I got the instructions to make our little wildlife pond, which I hopefully will talk to you a bit more either today or tomorrow, because we've been to the garden centre on our way home and we've bought some aquatic plants. So we are ready to dig the hole and get our pond in action. That'll be really good. So I've really liked this one. And those are my library books. And I do use the library all the time. I don't tend to get fictional books from the library, and that's because I already have quite a lot of books already in my possession to read, so I have no need to get fictional books from the library, but also because historically I am quite a slow reader. I don't get through books very quickly, and sometimes I can feel a little bit pressured about having a library book and having to renew it or remember to renew it and so on, because it takes me a bit longer than the couple of weeks that you get. And also quite often the books that I want to read are in hardback, and I do struggle a little bit to hold hardback books when I'm reading in bed. That's all really. And yeah, like I say, I've got quite a stash already at home, so I don't really need to borrow fictional books. But I do like to get my reference books because I wouldn't want to fill my shelves with tons of books like this, which I would probably only use the once. So that's where our local library comes into its own. I also shop mainly for, if I'm out book browsing, you'll quite often see that I tend to frequent the charity shops and get second-hand books. And I have also bought quite a few books before on eBay second-hand. So examples of that would be the book that I'm currently reading, which is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. And when I bought this, it was in absolute pristine condition. It didn't look like it had even been read. It was 50p. 50p, and I think on the back it's recommended as £8.99, so that was a brilliant bargain. This is another example. I found The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton in a charity shop, and again, just looks like it's come straight out of a bookshop. And again, I think that was 50p or £1, so it's a really good bargain and a really great way to get good quality books for a very low price. So that's an example of my charity shop finds. Then of course I might buy the odd bargainous book, like yesterday. I don't often do that, but it was such a good offer. I thought it was 2 for £6. I thought that was good enough, but 3 for £6 is amazing. So that's why I've got these 3. Sort of a little pre-birthday treat. And then another main way, I quite often get them passed on to me. And in fact, every Christmas we save up our books, my mum and my sister and I, and we wrap them up and give them to each other for Christmas, because we don't buy each other gifts or things that we just really don't want or need. But we save up the books that we've read and enjoyed and give them to each other to pass on, and then we'll pass them on again and so on. So I've recently been passed the reading list by Sarah Nisha Adams, and this was passed to me by my lovely friend Becky of the Back to Blighty channel. I will link her underneath. So she had read this and she's passed it on to me to read. And this is another one that was passed to me by one of my oldest, bestest friends, Claire. She gave this to me years ago and I still haven't read it. The Snow Child by Owen Ivy. Owen? But yeah, so this has been on my to be read list for a long time. She thought I would enjoy it and passed that one to me. So those are all the ways that books come to me. And it's lovely. All of those ways are good ways to get books. And then as for audiobooks, I am a member of Audible, which is $7.99 a month. And you get 1 credit to use on any audiobook for your $7.99 a month. But you also get a lot of access to free audiobooks as well. I've listened to quite a lot of free books on Audible. It's very good for that. They also have a lot of original podcasts and series and other things. So I really do feel that I get my money's worth from Audible, definitely. There is Scribed, which is an app I do have but I'm not a member of, where you pay I think $10.99 a month. This is £10.99 a month and it's unlimited, but I've yet to find it has a wide enough range of the books that I wish to listen to on there, so I haven't taken the plunge and signed up for it. But I am keeping an eye on it because they do say they're adding new stuff all the time, so I think it is a growing service. But I also use my library audiobook services a lot. So my current audiobook that I'm listening to is Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams, and that I'm listening to on BorrowBox, which is the free library service. I also have the Libby app, which is connected to the other library that I'm a member of, and I've used that quite a few times for listening to audiobooks as well. So there's a lot of free and borrowed services there. So really, I make use of every single possible way you can think of. I buy books, I'm given books, I swap books, I get books from charity shops and second hand, and I borrow them. And it's brilliant. So I hope that answers your question. I'd love to know how you consume books, if you like to use your local library, or if you're a member of a book swap. I know a lot of people have village libraries. You might have seen earlier in the year I filmed a phone box library where people donate books and people can just help themselves and so on. So yeah, let me know in the comments. I am going to go make a cup of tea. No, I'm going to hoover because I didn't do that yesterday. Then I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes and do a really quick 20-minute tidy. Then I might dig a hole for the pond, but I've got a feeling I might leave that till tomorrow. And then I'm going to sit down. I'm either going to read or knit or cross stitch or something, but it's going to be relaxing, whatever it is, and involve a cup of tea. I love the Easter weekend. So I got completely waylaid. I didn't do any kind of housework or anything at all. I instead did a long overdue job. Dan got rid of an old boot liner that was the wrong boot liner for his car and got the proper one. So I saved a section of it so I could cut linings for the cup holders in my car. So it's all a bit neater and tidier. It took me a while to work out the dimensions, but I've done it. Doesn't that look good? So when I put my cups in there, if they spill, they're not going to get all sticky on the bottom. And I even managed to cut one for this little change tray here. I'm very pleased with that. That is a job that has been a long time in the waiting, and I've given everything a bit of a clean as well, which is why it looks wet. I'm going to go and sit and listen to my audiobook and do a bit of knitting now. Feeling very smug. It's 6:30 on Saturday evening. Dan has just run Lilia over to a party that she's going to tonight. So he'll be playing taxi for her. And I am just making a start on dinner. So I did have a few questions when the oven went kaput and we bought an air fryer to tide us over about what was going to happen to Friday night pizza. We always have pizza on a Friday night. But yesterday was different because it was a special occasion. So we were at my mum's and we had a lovely meal that she cooked, and it was really, really nice to have a change of scene and a change of cook. So we decided to push the pizza night back to Saturday instead. And the way that we're doing it is we have got naan breads, just shop bought naan breads. It's got tomato puree on it. And they are the perfect fit for the air fryer. We've done this before when we needed like a lunchy thing for the girls. So they fit perfectly on the tray for the air fryer. And we have 3 levels in our air fryer. And as it's only the 3 of us, Lilia's already had hers. And it worked brilliantly. It'll be great. So we're just going to top the naan breads as if they were pizzas. So I'm just putting on the tomato puree. And then we'll all put on our various toppings, mozzarella, vegetables and so on. Well, I am going to try and make an actual pizza in it as well, as in make the dough and see how that comes out. But it's such a busy weekend of eating and running around that this was a nice simple way to do it. So I've had quite a relaxing afternoon. I've got my earphones in, as you can see. I've been knitting and listening to my audiobook. I'm listening to Queenie. It is such a good book. I don't know if the author, I'm going to go and look it up, but I don't know if the author has written other stuff, but I would definitely read more of her stuff. I've enjoyed the story on so many levels, and I think it's incredibly well written, and I think I'll talk about it in more detail when I've finished it, I think, when I kind of articulate it better and when I'm not making pizza. When I say making pizza, I mean topping bits of naan bread. But honestly, such a good book. Really, really enjoying it. If you are thinking of listening to it or reading it, just a couple of small warnings. It does contain a fair amount of graphic description of the sexual content, and there is a little bit of I know children watch, so I'm going to be very careful in how I say this and with no spoilers as well. But there is certain violent aspects to that as well. So just be warned. Check the trigger warnings on things like story graph and that before you read. Hello, darlings. I'm just getting the pizza bases ready. I didn't know where you were. I came down, everyone had disappeared. I didn't realise you'd gone with Daddy.
Hello to Charlie, Jackson, Martha, and Madison.
Hey.
Hello.
I'm on the wine again. Just a small one. Dan isn't.
No, I've got to get Lily from a party.
Your dad cabs tonight.
Dad cab.
Dad cabs. Phoebe's just gone to bed. It's just after 10. And you'll be leaving just after 11 to go and pick her up.
Yeah. I like that. I haven't heard in ages.
He's going to choose the song of the day. Is that the one you want? I like that one.
Yeah.
And that it kind of ties in with my username.
You told me equals to yeah.
Okay, so song of the day.
Song of the day is...
As chosen by Dan.
As chosen by me. Is Starry Eyed by Ellie Goulding.
I do like it. Normally you go for a bit of 70s. So.
Well, I'm trying to jazz it up a bit, you know?
Jazz it up a bit. So it's been a good day. We were going to build a pond, but we didn't. We might do that tomorrow. It's just digging a hole, and I want to get some pond gravel and some other stones. So maybe, yeah, I won't be able to go shopping tomorrow because everything's really closed, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we love staying at your mum's, but I think we're all a bit tired, not sleeping in our own beds.
I slept very well. You woke me up at about 3:30 in the morning. She just sat up and went, oh, and then went back to sleep. Anyway, I thought I'd just quickly jump on and say goodbye because I suddenly realised I haven't finished the vlog. So it's Easter Sunday tomorrow, which is I originally said one of 2 days a year when you can eat chocolate for breakfast, but then we worked out there are other days. So you've got Christmas, Easter Sunday,
Your
birthday, and if you're going on a really long car journey where you leave at like 5:30 in the morning, so by the time it's 8:30.
Day one of holiday, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to watch a bit of Bad Education. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.